We had just a little bit of a current last night. I mean, just a tiny bit. So we put out a stern anchor, which has been working good for us the last few times. Part of the trouble, like I said before, is that our secondary anchor is such a piece of crap. But we put it out at a 10-to-1 scope, and the current and the wind were so mild anyway. It was like a swimming pool, but it held us really solid. So at least maybe we've got an option when there's a little bit of current going on.
Yeah.
Yep, we didn't wrap anything except the dinghy painter around the rudder.
We did.
We put the sails up and sailed off of the anchor, and right at the last minute I was like, oh wait a minute. I let the dinghy out on a really long painter. I looked back and sure enough it was wrapped around, and right as I jumped in to pull it out, Kenzie turned the rudder and it pinched the dinghy painter between the forward edge of the rudder and the hull. So then we kind of had to like wedge it out. It wasn't a big deal, but it was just a little more excitement for the day.
Yep.
Good times. Yep, good times. After a calm night at anchor at Baker's Bay on Great Guana Cay, we noticed an area of dive buoys just on the other side of the island. And with the outboard now running better than ever with the new spark plugs, we decided a long distance dinghy ride to find some adventure was the perfect way to spend our day. We motored a couple miles to the other side of the island. There's some pretty sweet reefs out here from the look of it at the surface. There's some nice reef breaks out there, some pretty tall ones actually. Even though the ocean's really calm today. We tied off to a little mooring ball here, and we're just about to hop in. Yeah, see this brown color? That's reef right next to the surface. So we can anchor right over here in this shallow sandy spot and swim right over to it.
Snorkeling off Great Guana Cay turned out to be a fantastic spot for sea life and had lots of variety for dinghy anchoring spots as well as several dive moorings to choose from. Our dinghy ride back around the island to Turtle was a long trip at high speeds that had us weaving in between coral heads and sandy beaches. Back at Turtle, we picked up anchor and headed onwards on our next stop in our transit of the Abacos.
We just left Baker's Bay at Guana Cay, which was a great anchorage, really calm and nice for a southwest or a southeast wind. And there was great diving reefs just on the other side of that end of the island too, which was nice. We dove there. I think we got some good shots on the GoPro probably.
Yeah, the water there was freezing cold.
It was, yeah. There was some kind of a current or upwelling for sure, because it was a good 5 or 8 degrees colder at least from the rest of the water we've been swimming in. Of course, we've been inside the bay for a week or so now, so that, you know, gives you extra warm water. But it was cold for sure. But we saw some really nice fish. Oh, I wish I'd had my spear gun. Of course, we were in a little fish preserve anyhow, but the next spot we're going is not, so maybe I'll have an opportunity to catch some more fish again. But oh man, there was some big fish, really big fish. And we are just sailing out and around the cut. Oh, what's it called here? I have it right here. I always forget what these are called. There's so many islands.
It's like Whale's Cut or something.
Yeah, we're sailing around Whale Cay, which takes you out of the bank onto the ocean for like a quarter mile and back in. Just around Whale Cay, because the sandbank between it and the mainland is just a little too shallow for us. But it's super calm day. There's like 1 foot of swell with like a 6-inch chop. It's just really calm. And about 8 knots of wind, so just a nice gentle sail, kind of on the quarter. So we're making good speed, having a nice leisurely sail, and we should be there in about an hour and a half to our next spot, which is No Name Cay.
No Name Cay, we just found out, has swimming pigs also.
More pigs, yeah.
Yeah, apparently they have a lot more pigs at this island, so that'll be interesting to go explore and see.
And more good diving.
Yeah.
And it's not a reserve, so I can spear at will, which I'm excited about. I haven't speared for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
Good 2 weeks. Week and a half anyway. I don't know. Don't ask me what day it is. I don't even know what month it is. I forget what year is going on. But I know it's been a while since I ate some fish. We decided to skip No Name Island and sail straight for Bluff Cay, which is just like a mile and a half further. It's gonna be a pretty easy dinghy ride tomorrow, about 15 minutes over to No Name Cay. And we like the anchorage a little bit better at Bluff Cay, so we're just heading straight there. But it's just been a beautiful sail. We're sailing just absolutely dead downwind and doing about 4.5 to 5 knots. It's just absolutely beautiful out here. Just what we came here for. We've gotten lazy in our old age, and we tow the dinghy a lot now, which slows us down, but we're lazy. It works just fine when it's calm. If it's rough, it won't work, but when it's calm like this, it's really, really nice.